the drama. Now, this is a film that is starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, and it is a film that's a little bit buzzy. It is quite frank. It's an A24 film, so you know it's going to be a bit arty. It's going to be trying to do something a little bit out there and everything like that. Because A24, they made Get Out. They have a good track record. They made Get Out. They made Midsommar. They do a lot. Those sort of like
a couple of good movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did Him. You know the movie.
Yeah.
Him that you saw, the American football one.
Yeah.
So this film, this is a film that I feel it's quite a small film, and it's the kind of film that it would have made a good BBC drama or something like that, maybe a 2-3 part drama or something like that. But the difference here is that they've got Zendaya and Robert Pattinson in the roles, and so all of a sudden it elevates this film, and it's almost like a case for star power and why you need movie stars, because I don't think many people would pay attention to this if it wasn't for them. So what you have in this is like it kicks off and there's these two people who are in New York, or what they tell us is New York, but I am convinced, and Holly, if you see this film, back me up here, I'm convinced that the opening scene of this film is filmed in Bloomsbury in London. I'm like, that does not look like New York. That looks like Bloomsbury in London, around UCL. But so you meet, there's a meet cute where, like, you know, Robert Pattinson does something a little bit stalkery, I think, because he sees Zendaya and he wants to start chatting to her. And then you find that he's writing his best man speech. He's writing his wedding speech. And essentially, they're showing you snippets of this relationship because they're about to get married in a couple of days. So they're about to get married in a couple of days. He's speaking to his best friend, who's played by Mamadou Athie, and they're talking about, okay, what should I put this in the speech? Should I take that in? He's like, put that in the speech. Oh, come on, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about sex in front of your parents. Come on, that kind of stuff. And then you get the idea of this couple. They've met. They are happy. They're together. His best friend. You have Mamadou Athie, who's married to a character played by Alana Haim. I can't remember anybody's characters' names. So I'm just going to use the actors' names. And is married to Alana Haim, and they're going to one of these evenings. You know, when you're testing this thing out, and you're testing. Oh, we've got to test the wine. We've got to test the food. We've got to see what we're going to have on the wedding day. And as they sat down there, like these two are married, like their friends are married, and so they start playing a game of what's the worst thing you've ever done. And so, you know, the married couple are like, oh, you can't say that. You can't say, I told you that in confidence and everything like that. So he says what the worst thing he's ever done is. She says what the worst thing is. And so they now ask Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And Robert Pattinson is very English. Because he's an Englishman in America. Englishman in New York. And, yeah. And he's oh, I'll die. It isn't that. I cyberbullied somebody once, that kind of thing. And then Zendaya, she sort of says, she says what the worst thing that she's ever done is, and that I can't say what it is because it's a spoiler. And whether you like this film or not depends on how bad you think that thing is that she says. And then, because of that, there are a couple of days to the wedding, and it just sends everything spiraling. It sends everything spiraling about, who is this person? Should I get married to them? Do I actually know anything? Blah, 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 blah. Can we trust the people? How much do we know the people? And it asks all these sort of questions, and it goes very almost sort of, you know, when you had like the Woody Allen movies where he just became very sort of navel gazing and very neurotic and very kind of just start worrying about things that, in my opinion, are not that big a deal. The film kind of goes into that. And I think it really depends on how much you think the thing that Zendaya shares is, how big a deal you think it is. Now, I personally watched this, and from my point of view, I thought, I don't think that's that big a deal. And I feel like, essentially, this is what you're watching is you're watching a group of people who have an experienced life, who are having to deal with the fact that, oh my God, something might not be quite the way I think everything should be, and then spending an hour worrying about it. and so for me, some of the characters were quite annoying. I found that the Alana Haim character was really annoying, and it felt very much like, you know how it is you have nowadays, it might be a commentary on nowadays how, you know, you have, I feel like there's this culture of people just wanting to be angry for the sake of being angry. Like, they just want to find something to be angry about, latch onto it, whether they're liberal, whether they're conservative, they just want to find something to be angry about, latch onto it, and then refuse to listen to anything that says that they shouldn't be angry. No, I want to be angry, and I'm going to be angry about this. And that's what it felt like to me. I did not feel like the central thing was
that
that
important.
big. I didn't think it was
Not
that
that
big a
big.
deal.
That
Yeah,
big. Yeah.
and it might be because it's a very American thing. It might be because I'm not American. It might be because I grew up in Nigeria, where like I'm like, hey, worse things happen at sea, that kind of that kind of thing. But so I think if you watch it, the this might be the point of the film. It might be the point to get people to talk and get people to think about: do you think that that's that bad? Do you think that that's that bad? And it's about how people go with it, about it, and everything like that. I think the performances are good. I think Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, especially the way things go on, there's some absolutely cringy scenes. You will feel the stuff on the back of your neck just rise. There were some bits I had to put my shirt over my face and try to watch the screen through because I was like, no, this is, oh my god, this is too bad. This is too bad. And I think the performances are quite good, but I personally would give it a 3. I mean, I think that the performances are really good, but my problem is I do not think that the central thing is that bad. I feel like people are making something that is way bigger out of something that is not that bad. And I can't say what it is because that will spoil the film. So you have to go watch the film and then come back and let me know. So do I think you should watch this film in the cinema, or do I think you should watch the drama in the cinema or watch it at home? You might have to watch it in the cinema just because a lot of people might be talking about this thing and they might spoil it for you before you get there. Right. But as I said at the beginning, it's the kind of thing I can imagine would have been a BBC kind of like, meaty drama. But because of the people who are in it, it elevates it to, okay, this is a film now that we're going to put in the cinemas. So I think you might have to see it in the cinema, because then you can come over and you can say, okay, cool, yeah, this is what I think about what was shared. This is how I would behave. That's what the point of the film is to go. I just feel like the central thing, I think that I remember there's a film with, directed by Ben Affleck with Casey Affleck in it and Michelle Monaghan, Gone Baby Gone. And I feel like the central thing in that is a bigger dilemma for me than the dilemma in this film, because I feel like this dilemma in this film is just rich people who haven't had anything go wrong in their lives worrying about nothing. That's what I really, really feel. Although I will say one thing, there's an actress in it who I haven't really seen in much. Her name is Haley Benton Gates, and she looks like Emma Stone in Poor Things. Not Emma Stone. She doesn't look like Emma Stone. She looks like Emma Stone in Poor Things.
Oh.
And it was freaky because I kept watching the film going, is that Emma Stone? No, they said it was Emma Stone. No, that's not. It looks like Emma Stone's character in Poor Things. Ella's just sort of coming to this film. What is going on? And then I looked online and because I just thought I was being a stupid, but there's apparently a Reddit thread about it, about how she looks like the character in Poor Things. But look out for that.